But this thing of headline, we people who defend you, who defend Zimbabwe, who like me, who has defended, who is called Mnangagwa's, who is alleged, they say I carry gold, you have given me money. I have never even received this money. Mr. President, no money, I have not received anything. If there's someone who is eating my money on my behalf in Zimbabwe, please ask him again. Ask him. Never. I have never got any single coin from you. Not even one. God is watching, I swear. From you. If there's someone eating that money, I don't know. Not Matsanga. I have not received it. Ask them. I have seen you 3 times, face to face. And I have never come out of that office and asked you for money. Because I'm dignified. Even when I bought my own ticket, I never asked for refund. But I feel for Africa, I feel for Zimbabwe. And this morning, I've put it very openly. Anybody touching Africa, I will stand. And I'll make it work. Africa needs to work. Matsanga Africa perspective. A journalist also is my last. A journalist behaving well. Do we behave well? Some of our friends, colleagues, journalists disappoint us. They behave badly. They write sensational stories. You should not write sensational stories. That's why you need, amongst yourself, to think before you write a story. Think, how will it be the impact of this story to my nation? Most of the younger journalists write stories because of the khaki envelopes. The khaki envelopes that bring quite a lot of difficulties for our journalistic profession. We write stories in a biased manner. We bias, we go into personal issues. We go in the example of something in Kenya that I saw when I was in Kenya. Some people drawing pictures of the president. You can't go to that level. That is not journalism. That is madness. You can't draw pictures of the president naked. You draw the pictures of the president in a coffin. No. We should be frank. And some people said they are revenging against President Ruto. No. There are ways of talking to President Ruto. I have never gone to meet His Excellency President Ruto. Even in Addis Ababa, I did not go. I went to fight for Kenya, not for anything else. And I stood firm with Kenya because my country had already endorsed Kenya. But journalists also behave badly. They write bad, sensational stories. Can we have... That's why our profession of journalism is coming under sharp scrutiny because of our biased, sensational stories. If a man like Geza is a motor machine, why is the government in Zimbabwe not looking for Mr. Geza, who is apparently being protected by somebody in Borodale? I wish they asked me. I would tell them, so this guy is even in Borodale, being asked by enemies of His Excellency the President. Yes, these are things that I have nowhere. Someone just blocked my phone. I would be telling the President, during your elections, it is me who told you that the EU has put machines in Holiday Inn, Mr. President. None of these people knew. The server, your server, another server. I'm an expert on servers. I can tell you where the server is. I've used so many things. I fought ICC single-handedly with the brain tools, with help of some people in international scene. I could even get what ICC is going to do tomorrow. Let me tell you, the servers of EU were in holiday in somewhere in Harare CBD. They didn't know. Now the man you are looking for is around Borodem. Why don't you get him? There's someone protecting him there to say more things about you. He's not out of the country. He's not in Lusaka. If he had been in Lusaka, Mr. President, I would be the first one to know. So, at times, we are not here for money. We help Africa. And thank you very much. Matsanga Africa Perspective returns again tomorrow, Saturday. I will be on a topic, fixing Africa. And fixing Africa means quite a lot. We have two shows. This one, Matsanga Africa Perspective. If you want to take part, I will always open the channel for you to make your comments and ask your questions. This is Matsanga Africa Perspective. Is journalism in Africa under threat? The answer, yes and no. Why? Yes, because the authorities in some countries have not put laws that govern journalists. They have left the subject to be done the way it is. No, because some of the journalists write sensational stories. We cause it ourselves. We create problems for ourselves. We don't balance what is really journalistic, what type of material, sensitive material to a state. A state has sensitive material you don't touch. Therefore, I tell you as a journalist, myself, investigative, I'm a member of the Commonwealth Journalists Association in London here, and I'm also a member of International Journalists Association. When you go anywhere across Africa, if you are going for holiday, you say you are going for holiday. You don't mushroom with a story. If you are going for tourism, you go and say what it is. My people of Zimbabwe, Blessing Mulanga, is before the court. I hope the court finds its own way of making a decision. Did he violate the laws? Which laws did he violate? But the worst thing is for us not to get the real man who talked the words that Mulanga broadcast. Mulanga is a messenger. He didn't broadcast hate. He left it to go. But that hate, the guidelines in Zimbabwe law should give you the guidelines. What should you write? Your own journalist association should sit down, editors association, the editorial, the editors, the journalists. You must have an association that and point out fingers to someone. Say, Mulanga, that one you went overboard. You'll correct yourselves. Because democracy is not an instant thing. Coffee. Democracy evolves. Democracy evolves. There are many people who ask me about questions in Uganda. I retired from Uganda politics because I've been there for 40 years. I was one of the chief critics for 40 years. Besigye was part of the regime. So that's why I've not commented. Honestly, I've not commented. If I tell you what Besigye did to us in 1986, to my organization, to my party, I don't want to say any more comments. Therefore, you leave it. So it teaches you so many things that I'm not saying it is very good to punish the man the way it is their problem. I don't discuss Uganda politics because I retired from it. But when you make, the only thing that I want to tell journalists in Africa and anybody in opposition, that when you make a bed, when you're in power, leave a space without thorns. Leave a space without phones, because you will need that space again. You will need the space to lie on. The Dibesige need a space, leave a space to lie on. He has done very well for the country, but he did not leave space to lie on. You don't. Violence, nobody wants. Some of us have been in armed struggles from Tanzania, in Uganda itself. But today, if you come to me that you want to have arms to go and fight a government, I would say, no. No. It doesn't pay. Sit down. That's why you see this book here. I recommend you to buy it. Negotiations. I've learned, I've read it in and out, how to negotiate peace process in the world, how to do conflict. I know what conflict is. If you give me, you put me in a good hall, and I want to call upon the Secretary General of SADC and East African Community. When you are appointing your new envoy for the great for Congo mediation, allow some of us to do work for you pro bono, even if you don't give me money. We shall straighten where the conflict is. Because Dr. Matsanga is a man who speaks it as it is. The problem of DRC Congo, as I end this subject and turn on another one of 15 minutes, because my clips will come in 3 ways. This is now on Zimbabwe, and the other one was on AU. I will come on the conflict of DRC Congo. Let's sit and wait. We need a solution. And that solution must always come from Africa. Thank you.